I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich, okay? We need to get out there, use your weapons, and rip Washington apart.
The Iowa caucus, and then it went into Tuesday. Somehow something went wrong with the app that they used to tally the votes, and they couldn't announce the winner. But anything called caucus, you're asking for trouble. I think. Who named something a caucus? Caucus, caucus. Say caucus. 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 Say it a few times. Caucus. 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 Sound like a bunch of animals. Caucus. Caucus. Anyway, the last presidential election, less than 60% of us voted. I don't know what the other 40% were doing, but this is all your fault where we are right now. We all need to vote. That's what we need to do. And before you vote, you need to register. It takes 2 minutes. Even if you think you're registered, just make sure. Do it while I'm talking right now. This is how important this is. Usually I would say don't leave. Listen to me. Raise the volume on the TV so you can still hear my hilarious observational comedy. And then go to our website, click on register to vote. Voting is so easy. For instance, let me show you how easy. We're going to vote right now. Who likes cats? Okay. Who likes dogs? Dogs won. Then we just voted. Some people vote for cats. Some people vote for dogs. Some people vote for a third, like a turtle or something. They never went. So don't vote for the third thing. I'm not a politician, but I do know a lot of people. What I've noticed is people have opinions, and voting is a perfect way to share your opinion. People also like to complain, and here's what I say. If you don't vote, you're not allowed to complain. Ever.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is February 7th, 2020, and I'm Eric. How are all you doing? I hope you're doing well. So you just heard what old Ellen said, and the worst thing about her isn't that she's gay. I really care less if you're gay or straight or square or triangle or anything else, because if you're a statist, well, it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, or anything else. You're still authoritarian. And you just heard what she said. That sounds pretty authoritarian to me. Now, why do they push you to vote? One of the reasons is division. They love to keep us divided. And another reason is, well, you just heard what she said. Don't vote for the third choice. It never wins. I wonder why that is. I wonder if maybe these people aren't selected and not elected. It doesn't matter who the people want to be the savior, hero, leader. No. The bankers decide. The bankers select. The bankers and corporate CEOs and these people, the super rich, they select the president. You live in an illusion where you think you live in a republic, a democratic republic, but you do not. You live in a corporate dictatorship, and this is why you should do the exact opposite of what Ellen just said here with her hilarious observational comedy. And if you're a white male, you are a mindless automaton. Yeah. Yep. And by the way, if you're running to the voting booths as fast as you can to reselect Donald Trump, you are a mindless automaton. If you run to the voting booth to select Bernie, you are a mindless automaton. I think that's how you say it. Recently, the prominent investor banker bank Goldman Sachs announced that they would no longer work with companies whose board of directors consists of exclusively white males. Here we go again, almost summer, and they're starting their white male bashing all over again. I wonder why that is. But Goldman is just the latest bank to make this announcement. BlackRock and State Street Global Advisors, two of the largest asset managers in the world, also recently stated that they would vote against directors at the companies in which they are shareholders unless those boards have at least one female member. It doesn't seem like a unreasonable thing, I guess, to have a female member, but man, why are they hating on white males so much? Wonder why that is. Could it be they're trying to continuously divide us in any way possible? Talent has no gender, it has no ethnicity, it has no sexual orientation, and I beg to differ. I beg to differ. So, these social justice warriors and the companies like Goldman, State Street, BlackRock that bow to the pressure are happy to ignore facts and data. Even if it were true that diversity somehow makes better boards, why stop at gender and race? Why not? Why not if you had a blind, gay, vegan veteran, Wiccan probably has a unique perspective? So why not demand one of those on every board? As long as they're not a white male. Right? And by the way, speaking of your beloved leader, your hero, payrolls revisions wiped out 520,000 job gains under Trump. What happened to all those manufacturing jobs returning to America? What happened? I mean, don't get it twisted. They are selling plenty of weapons to the likes of Saudi Arabia, Israel, and a few others so they can continue their genocide across the Middle East. But, vote, right? A vote. And by the way, you know why? Another reason why they tell you to vote? You know why? Is because once the elections are less than 50% of the people, well, that makes the government and its enforcement institutions irrelevant, illegitimate, and that's why they want you to vote. And for God fucking sakes, don't vote for the third choice. All right. As we pointed out overnight, the big story in today's job report would not be the January payroll increase, which, as we observed earlier, was impressive, surging by 225,000 jobs, well above the 165,000 consensus forecast, but the historical revisions to payroll data, which would be reduced by as much as 500,000 jobs as a result of the BLS Bureau of Labor Statistics recalibration of its business birth/death adjustments. Sure enough, the reason why the market is in a risk-off mood and why yields are tumbling again is because, as expected, the payroll revisions did indeed wipe out as many as 520,000 jobs in 2018 as of April 2019, and the delta in December was a sizable and negative 422,000 jobs, with 152.383 million per revision jobs contrasted to 151.961 million post revision. So, these jobs that your fucking sycophants keep reciting over and over again are pretty much non-existent. So much for making those paychecks better, huh? Yeah, this will be a quick video. And this will be the last thing I talk about. Again, it is the super rich and the empire governments, like Russia, America, Great Britain, China, Saudi Arabia, and some others, who are responsible for most of the world's problems, most of the world's pollution, most of the brainwashing you people fall for. The United States has implemented travel restrictions in recent days to keep the fast-moving virus 201 that has crippled much of China from spreading across America, but one epidemiologist is warning it won't work. No, it won't. Because, why? Because we've had unrestricted travel from China, among other places, since December. And they're just now putting travel bans on. I wonder what the result will be. Respiratory viruses like the ones that sickened more than 24,300 across the globe and killed 490 in China just moved quickly, she said, according to a report by CNBC. The new viral outbreaks are hard to spot because they look like many other diseases. It's very hard to interrupt them at the borders. You would need to have complete surveillance in order to do that, and we simply don't have that. And of course, this will be a massive push for more what? Surveillance. In quotes, while the threat of the coronavirus is relatively low in the United States at this time, we must be vigilant and prepared, Burra said in a statement. I look forward to hearing from our expert witnesses on ways in which we can plan and respond to this virus. Congress needs to ensure the administration has the tools it needs, meaning power, to respond to and limit the outbreak. Again, we will be treated just like the slaves in China. The U.S. government has implemented mandatory quarantine measures for the first time in about 50 years, health officials said last week. Flights from mainland China are being funneled through 11 U.S. airports, officials said, where all passengers are being screened for symptoms. Travelers from Hubei province are being quarantined for 14 days. We keep hearing how the ruling class isn't doing enough to protect us. Isn't it obvious by now that they really don't They need you for one thing: tax cattle. And our well-being is the last of their concern. If this were the case, or weren't the case, we wouldn't have GMO contamination of everything. We wouldn't have chemtrails in the sky, and we wouldn't have poisoned water, and corporations wouldn't be allowed to dump arsenic into the water, and corporations wouldn't be allowed to pollute and do all the things that they're allowed to do if our best interest was considered. When it comes to deadly outbreaks such as this one, and any other future outbreaks, you're better off preparing the best you can on your own. Learn to grow and raise your own food. Learn to quarantine yourself and make sure you protect yourself and your family from infections while keeping your immune system going strong. That's what you can do about viruses. Wash your fucking hands, keep them off your face, and stay away from people. Anyway, thought I would talk to you about this because Ellen seems to think that her vote actually means something. It doesn't. You don't mean shit, and the only people that do mean shit in this country are the entertainers, the politicians, and the bankers, corporate CEOs. That's it. If you're not one of them or their family, well, you're just the shit on the bottom of their shoe. Anyway, thought I'd share this with you. I hope everyone has a great day, and until next time, kill the steak, but free.